Joshua Williamson and Daniel Sampere turn to Doom for help as the world's heroes try and stop the unstoppable wave of villains springing up in the wake of the Justice League dying, while Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps venture into the multiverse to find Pryor and his Dark Army. Joshua Williamson continues the Dark Crisis and continues building up his multiple plotlines really well, balancing them all out really well and cutting to a new one at just the right time to both build tension and to create a great flow in the story. Black Adam teaching the League what to do and the lengths they must go in order to win this war was great, and I loved how Williamson captured the frustration, desperation, and fear Adam has after witnessing what he thinks was the entire Justice League being killed in an instant and having to deal with a group of heroes who aren't equipped to deal with that coming onslaught. It led to flashes of the original Black Adam appearing here, the more meaner, one who isn't afraid to kill, despotic ruler Black Adam, one we haven't really seen a lot of lately. So him coming back and threatening to kill Count Vertigo was something I was really happy to see shine through the more heroic Black Adam they've been building up thanks to the upcoming movie. The issue also made very clear what those who read the tie-ins already knew, and that is the Justice League aren't actually dead. They are trapped in their own Pleasantville-like worlds and are being used as weapons for the Great Darkness to reset the universe. So hopefully that will negate a lot of the people who are complaining about the heroes won't stay dead for long. Well, they were never really dead to begin with. Daniel Sampere again outdoes himself on the artwork side with fantastic sequences showcasing the legaless world, using darker colours to depict the world in peril, but then also injecting a ray of colour and hope with the JSA arriving to lend a hand. Character moments were the focal point of the issue, so Sampere gave us some really compelling moments with all our characters, especially from Black Adam, who for a moment we see is actually scared of Superman, something which you see hardly ever happen with Black Adam, so when it does happen it's kind of a shock and it's the real deal. So I thought that was a really nice touch on Sampere's part. Dark Crisis issue 3 balanced out its branching plotlines and reveals very, very well, exploring a little bit of the chaotic world the young heroes have to deal with while also explaining a big important piece of the overall premise. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Dark Crisis issue 3 finds the world spiraling into chaos thanks to the Justice League being dead, but also thanks to the Titans Tower being destroyed by Deathstroke and the Secret Society of Supervillains, with Slade spreading his message that he'll kill anyone who tries to be a hero. The message makes people hang up their capes and go and be with their families, while others still have hope. Donna Troy, however, feels guilty she didn't do enough as she sits with Nightwing in Beast Boy's hospital room, learning from Mr. Terrific that while Garfield will heal, there is trauma from the attack that did more damage than the bullet did. Donna knows they've been attacked before by Slade, but something about this felt different and Slade wanted them to suffer and he wanted their spirit broken this time. She tells Yellows that Nightwing hasn't left Garfield's side since they brought him in, as Starfire knows that had Superman been 1 second late, they would have been building a Nightwing statue outside of the Hall of Justice. Duke knows the heroes can't stay for long since every C and D list villain out there is shooting their shot, and whatever Deathstroke told them, they are acting like there is no tomorrow. Jason promises Roy they'll find his daughter Liana, as Cassandra knows that Young Justice is also missing, with Red Tornado taking Cassie to try and find them. Starfire learns that Damian has joined John's team, but Cyborg knows it's not actually Superman's team, it's Black Adam's. As elsewhere, Adam watches over the Justice League team as they combat the many threats around the world, telling them the League's shadow is so big that the heroes are lost in it, which is why Deathstroke is winning. Adam knows the attacks won't stop until Deathstroke has killed them all, and he reveals that he has caught Count Vertigo, telling the heroes that the villains will win since they can't do what must be done. Batman and Supergirl try and find out why he is doing this, but Dr. Light knows they should interrogate Vertigo for any information. Damian doesn't think they need to, since right now Slade is acting like a general and it's far from the first time he's manipulated people to do his bidding, and his entire army are just tools to him. Damian knows that the real attacks will come soon, and so far all the other villains have just been cannon fodder, and Slade doesn't care since he knows the heroes won't kill them. Black Adam knows that's why they need to do this, wanting to hang Vertigo's dead corpse from the Hall of Justice as a warning. Superman demands he stop, flaring up his heat vision as Aqualad tries to calm him down, wanting to talk out their next move, and Dr. Light suggests they go and make sure their families are protected, since she wouldn't put it past Slade to go after them. Blue Beetle wonders if fights like this always happen, wondering why they aren't just helping people and saving lives. He knows that Hal and Wally will find the Justice League, but Black Adam screams at him, saying that there is no Justice League and none of them saw what he saw. He knows killing Vertigo is what has to happen since they are at war and they cannot wait for their parents to come and take care of them. Superman gives him one last warning as Vertigo pleads for his life. Yara Flor soon arrives, using her lasso to restrain Black Adam, telling him he's acting like a child. Adam confronts her, but Yara doesn't even know who he is, causing Adam to storm off in a fit of rage. Supergirl agrees to take Vertigo down to the prison, and then she's going to find Lois and the Kents and get them to a safe location. Aqualad leaves for Atlantis as Ted Kord laments how his Justice League used to laugh a lot more. The heroes head out as Yara tells Superman that after what happened at Titan's Tower, she wanted to help, so she'll join his so-called Justice League. Robin says there isn't a league, and Black Adam is right, remembering how Alfred would always have some sort of idiom for a time like this, something like it's always darkest just before the dawn, but they haven't even reached the darkness yet, and when they do, they won't be ready. Superman tells his friend that they need hope, and that is what the Justice League does, they bring hope, but Damian thinks that that's why they died. The argument is interrupted by Alan Scott, who says if there is no Justice League, how about a Justice Society, with him and the rest of the JSA wanting to help out, if the young heroes will have some old timers. Deathstroke meanwhile is contacted by the Great Darkness, who tells him to create a crisis as Slade tries to get the voice out of his head. His team soon arrives, saying that they caught Ravager trying to sneak into the facility. Rose thought that her father was dead, wishing that he would just kill himself and save them the trouble, as Slade wants to know where Adeline, Wintergreen and Joseph are, but Rose won't tell him anything, knowing that her father was always broken, but this is a new low. Slade thinks that everything they've seen is a mistake, making Rose think all of this is because of Respawn being killed, knowing that he barely knew the boy and this is him just taking responsibility for his actions. Slade tells her that's exactly what he's doing and he'll cut off any hand who tries to reach for the torch dropped by the Justice League when they died. He tells Rose that he wants her and him to be together and be part of something bigger. Rose kicks her father down as Prometheus and the others come and restrain her. Slade is glad that they are all there as he vomits up a black goo, which infects everyone in the room, bringing them under the control of the Great Darkness. On the planet Riot in Sector 666, the Green Lantern Corps assemble, with Guy asking why the lanterns were brought out there. Hal said that Black Adam told him that Necron was part of Prior's Dark Army, and the Guardians always suspected he was connected to something bigger, and the giant Black Lantern power battery in front of them is proof of that. Hal thinks that this will lead them directly to Prior, wanting to go in alone, but Hal is told by Kyle that he's definitely not going alone, and he and Joe will go with him, leaving the others to stand guard. Hal tells him that if they aren't back in 24 hours, they need to destroy the Black Lantern as well as whatever comes out of it if it's not them. The three lanterns touch the oily surface of the lantern, sucked into it as a voice says he had hoped it would be them. The lantern takes them to Prior, who thought that the great Hal Jordan would understand what he's doing. Hal asks where the League are, learning that they are now all Earths, which they can rebuild the multiverse from. The villain wants Hal to remember the lengths he went to get Coast City back, but Hal knows that wasn't really him, it was Parallax, but Prior thinks he still got what he wanted, all with the wave of his hand. The villain proclaims a new crisis will put him and his army on Earth Zero, where he can use the rest of the world's heroes to restore what was lost, and the Great Darkness would rather erase everything and return it to nothing, but if he keeps it under his control, he can keep its power. Hal knows that he's clearly being controlled by the Darkness, sending out constructs of the League to combat Prior. Prior easily blows through the constructs, calling Hal's world broken and that from the Darkness a new multiverse will be reborn. Joe and Kyle join the battle as Hal races towards the Earth with the Green Lantern symbol on it. Prior is angered that Hal dare touch his worlds as Hal realizes that the Great Darkness is not using the League to restore the multiverse, it's turning them into weapons. Hal is suddenly obliterated in a bright light but reappears back in his civilian clothes, noticing his ring is now gone. He finds himself in an Emerald City covered in Green Lantern symbols when he is suddenly attacked by some other Green Lanterns who say he's not welcome in Sector John Stewart. Black Adam meanwhile heads to a swamp, telling those that are there that the heroes don't understand since they didn't see what he saw and the Justice League are never returning. Adam thought that he could push the heroes to do what is needed, but they are too concerned with hope. But he believes it's time for Doom as he meets with the Legion of Doom, and Lex Luthor thinks that this sounds like a job for him.